I am absolutely enjoying having fun watching Sean Hannity and the rest of Fox News try to play interception for President Trump's administration, if you want to call it that. Mueller today decided that he was going to raid Trump's lawyer's home for documents. And part of the reason for that was behind the Stormy Daniels situation, where she was paid hush money, $130,000, to keep her mouth shut. Now, here's the thing. If you want to say that nothing happened between you and Stormy Daniels, you don't pay her hush money to keep her mouth shut. So obviously something happened, and you tried to pay hush money to keep her mouth shut. So Mueller, see, one thing, this is one of the problems with this entire situation, and I've caught on to it, but a lot of people haven't. First of all, when you hear Trump talk about it, he was very upset today, and he came out and he said, oh, yeah, well, this is a witch hunt. This is a witch hunt. There is no collusion, blah, blah, blah. First of all, one thing you have to recognize, the word collusion is a word that he uses. That's not the proper term. That's not the proper legal definition. That's not an impeachable offense. That's not in and of itself a crime. Collusion is the word he's using because he's doing his best to control the narrative. What you have to understand is Flynn has already been caught with the money from the Russians. That's called money laundering. So the thing about it is that is an impeachable offense. Money laundering is a crime. Money laundering is punishable. Now, this guy who gave Stormy Daniels, what is it? Stormy Daniels $130,000 or something more than that. The thing about it is that's called bank fraud. Yeah, see, this is it. This is Trump.
You'll be hearing the decision,
but okay, see, the problem is Fox News is they're trying to play interception for Trump. And the issue is simultaneously, see what Trump does, this is how he does. This guy's the ultimate troll. What he tries to do is he tries to release counter news in order to keep you talking about something else while you're trying to focus on one thing, and you end up not being able to focus. Let's see what he's saying.
Be letting you know pretty soon.
Yeah, because they're talking about Syria. So the thing about it is Trump is trying to keep the information that you're talking about. He's trying to keep you talking about Syria instead of you talking about the fact that Mueller just raided his fucking office and that they're taking information from this dude. This guy is the ultimate troll. He really is. And he's really good at controlling the narrative, and he's also good at controlling the media spin because he already knows Fox News, MSNBC, and CNN, these guys are just basically fighting for views, fighting for ratings, and they're all basically spinning the news. It doesn't even matter what side you're on. So the issue is this guy fucking Hannity. I'm watching this guy try to spin this shit. Notice he only talked about Mueller as little as he could, and he's up there telling everybody, oh, yeah, we warned you about Mueller, we warned you. And he's right. They have been warning you. And how they've been warning you is by constantly trying to dig up dirt and constantly trying to talk negatively about the FBI. And they've been doing that for some time. And when they weren't talking about that, they were busy talking about fucking Farrakhan when they should have been talking about the opioid deaths all around this country. But see, they didn't want to talk about that. And the reason why is because the face on those opioid deaths is an overwhelmingly white face. 64,000 people dead last year. This year, I think they're already past 20,000. And this is what they're busy doing. They're busy talking about Obama, who, unlike Trump, actually won the popular vote and actually got 2 terms in office. There's no fucking way Trump is getting a second term in office. All of these groups that you see lined up against him, they're all coming out against that GOP in November. And I think the right wing understands that by now, because just about every single one of these side special elections, you've already seen the Democrats taking places where you didn't even expect Democrats to take. The reason why is because of voter turnout. That's what killed Hillary Clinton. Mark my words, the reason why Hillary Clinton lost that last election, and it was something that you know, if you've watched me long enough, you know I was saying this a long time ago. I knew Trump was going to win the nomination from the GOP. I knew he was going to win the presidency because I realized a lot of the people who were supporting Hillary weren't going to support her after they realized that the person they wanted, Bernie fucking Sanders, once they realized that that communist wasn't going to be allowed in anywhere near the White House, a lot of these pathetic millennials and these stupid Generation Z morons, what they decided to do, they hold their hands together and they cross their arms and then they act like little fucking children. oh, yeah, well, I'm not voting for Hillary. I'm not voting for Hillary. I wanted Bernie. Yeah, any of you Bernie supporters, you're stupid. And I'll say it like this. If you wanted Bernie that bad, fine. But once you realize Bernie wasn't going to be allowed to be anywhere near the presidency, you had a choice. Either you supported Trump, you supported Hillary, or you walked away and didn't support either, at which point you basically vote for whoever wins. So bottom line is, anybody who was stupid enough, yeah, you said Bernie 2020, Lunice, or whatever your name is. Listen, Bernie Sanders is too fucking old to even consider running in 2020. So you can just stop that shit right now. 2016 was his only chance. But anybody who wanted him, fine. That's okay if you really wanted Sanders. That's fine. No problem. But once you realized that he wasn't going to get that nomination, once you realize that it came down to Trump or Hillary, if you made the mistake of not showing up to vote, then you got exactly what you deserved. And the thing about it is, you remember all the videos that I made talking about the fact I knew Trump was going to win. You can look back in my fucking records and you could see it because it's purely there. I made so many videos about the fact that I knew he was going to win, but I knew he was going to win mostly because I knew these stupid-ass millennials and these dumb Generation Z morons weren't going to come out to vote because they were so upset that Bernie Sanders wasn't going to be allowed into office or anywhere near the DNC nomination. So you little pathetic snowflakes, I saw you coming a mile away. And then as for Trump, once I realized that Trump was tearing down all of his opponents and destroying them and they couldn't fight back, that's how I know. Oh, yeah, you want me to use the Trump finger. Once I realized that Trump was tearing down all of his opponents and there was nothing that they could do to possibly try to stop this fucking guy, that's when I knew that Trump had this thing in the bag. And you already know that I said it because I said it and I said it many times. So now, look, this is what we're doing now. This is what we're doing now. Right now, we're looking at, what is this? President Trump on Cohen raid. Yeah, so Trump is upset. First of all, here's the thing. This is what I need you people to understand. I don't give a fuck if you support Trump or not. I really don't care. Because for me, it's not about supporting him or not. It's just about the logical consequence and logical outcome. The simple fact is, I want you to think about it. Right now in that White House, there are people who are afraid to come to work. Mueller's investigation, as well as Comey's investigation, started from the ground up. They were basically attacking all the low-hanging fruit. See, the thing that Trump doesn't understand is Mueller is playing a game of chess. He's not playing checkers. He's playing fucking chess. And the whole point is, when you attack people at the bottom, what you're doing is you're getting them to turn on each other. You're getting them to make mistakes because they're afraid. Think about it like this. Trump has a bad reputation for not paying people, right? His lawyer doesn't even fucking want to work for him because he's afraid that he won't get paid if things don't turn out the way that Trump wants them to turn out. So you've got people who are in fear of their careers. You've got people who are afraid that Mueller's investigating them. Like, I want you to think about this. If you work for a private business, how safe would you feel if your boss was under investigation by the FBI or the IRS or something like that? How safe would you feel coming to work? And think about it like this. When you're talking about charges like money laundering and bank fraud and shit like that, because in this case, it would be bank fraud, because if they lie about paying off Stormy Daniels, or if they lied in the past about paying off Stormy Daniels, that's bank fraud. Now, we already saw Flynn get indicted for money laundering because he took Russian money. So Trump keeps on trying to say, oh, there's no collusion. There's no collusion. There's no collusion. Notice that when Trump says there's no collusion, he doesn't use the Trump finger. The only time he does that shit is when he's out in a crowd and he can be natural. But when he's in that Oval Office, he's pissing in his fucking pants. You can bet that his ass cheeks are clenched because he's terrified right now. Everybody who works in his administration is afraid because they know that Mueller is investigating him and he'll investigate everybody up to and including him. I remember that movie, what was it, Independence Day. You remember Independence Day, ID4, when the guy said, he asked, why didn't you tell me about Area 51? And he was like, 2 words, plausible deniability. Plausible deniability means that, yeah, you'll get everybody else except the president. Because most of these people understand the president, just like Nixon, Nixon had the same exact fucking thing happen. And Nixon kept saying, "Oh, I'm not a crook. I'm not a crook." I'm too young to remember Nixon, but this shit happened before, and I do pay attention to history. So what you need to remember is Nixon avoided impeachment by resigning, but there were people under him who were basically fed to the fucking Justice Department who didn't get it as easy as Nixon. See, Nixon as a president, he was given the option. He was like, hey, either you fucking resign right now or we're going to impeach your ass. Now, Fox News is playing interception. Now, had Nixon existed alongside Fox News would have been able to protect Nixon to the point where he'd be doing the same bullshit Trump is doing right now. As far as people keep saying, oh yeah, well, if Trump fires Mueller, we're going to have a constitutional crisis. That's bullshit. We're having a fucking constitutional crisis right now. In fact, simultaneously, you see Zuckerberg trying to defend his shitty-ass network, Facebook, where he's hoarding our data. He's basically data mining us. Now, here's my question. If the Russians were able to, quote-unquote, hack the election for attacking Hillary Clinton, and if the Russians were able to hack the election against Hillary Clinton, what's to say that the Chinese couldn't hack the election to attack Trump? So we're dealing with a situation where our election system and our media system are so intertwined with corporate. Here's the man. Here's the man. That's the chess master right there. This guy right here is the chess master. You better watch out for this guy. That guy right there is terrifying. Right now, he's making it so nobody in the White House can sleep tonight. That guy right there, you don't mess with him. He'll come after you. He'll take your balls from you. So anyway, as I was saying, here you got a situation where we have an out-of-control social media network. We've got out-of-control social media networks on television. We've got out-of-control fucking Twitter accounts. We got out-of-control Facebooks. So if it was true that the Russians hacked the election against Hillary Clinton, how do we know that the Chinese, to get back at Trump over this trade war, how do we know that the Chinese won't fund attacks against Trump's campaign? I haven't heard anybody else say that. I'm the first person you heard say that because I think in ways that these people can't, because I play speed chess. That's why I understand what Mueller's doing. Mueller knows that the GOP is protecting Trump. Mueller knows that Fox News is running interception for Trump. Mueller's not going to fucking do anything serious. He's not going to file no impeachment charges right now because he knows the GOP will eat that shit up and they'll be like, no, nothing happened, blah, blah, blah. No, Mueller is waiting for November because when the DNC, when all these groups, Black Lives Matter, Antifa, Me Too, the rape survivors, all of these school shooting kids, when all of these people line up to vote the GOP and the Republicans out in November, once that happens and this gets flipped, because and somebody, oh yeah, well that can't happen. Oh yeah? Well, I want you to look back in 2006. You remember how Bush was in office, and you remember what happened in 2006? You remember when Nancy Pelosi and them got in charge and they had to talk to Hank Paulson about getting ready to do that bailout in 2008? Yeah, well, guess what? The GOP got flipped in 2006. Who's to say that that shit's not going to happen this year, especially when you got all these children lined up, pissed off at the NRA? You know, believe me, it's coming. I'm telling you, it's coming. And the thing about it is, most of you, you're like, oh, yeah, well, you're just a snowflake, and you said the same thing. No. I knew Trump was going to win, and if you look at my videos, you know I said, oh, yeah, Trump's going to get the GOP nomination, because I'm sick and tired of arguing with people. I remember when I had to argue with these stupid motherfuckers. They were like, oh, yeah, Jeb Bush is going to get it. I was like, no, he's fucking not. America will never let another Bush into the White House ever. And then they were like, oh, yeah, well, Ted Cruz is going to get it. And I was like, no, he's fucking not. I was like, Ted Cruz is thirsty and he keeps grabbing water. Nobody's ever going to let that motherfucker in there. And then who else? Ted Cruz, Jeb Bush, and then that idiot Lion Ted. Once Trump started that shit about Lion Ted and everybody started calling him Lion Ted, it was over. You remember, I made videos every single time one of these bastards went down. I made so many videos about that shit. No, have I thought about being a CNN commentator? Let me tell you something. If I was on CNN would fire me within the first week. The only way that I can make the kind of commentaries and shit and say the shit that I say, the only way I could do it is by holding up my iPhone, looking at my television and talking shit. And that's the only way I can do it. CNN would fire my ass in a week. And you know damn well Fox News isn't going to let a black person on there unless a black person is sucking their balls like Charles Payne and licking Trump's ass and saying all these positive things about and attacking all the black politicians, you know they're not going to let me anywhere near fucking Fox News, and they're certainly not going to let me on CNN. I'd be fired within the week because, oh my God, you can't say that. You're too controversial. And you know MSNBC, they're so fucking stupid. You remember how when I made fun of Rachel Maddow? MSNBC blocked the video that I made. I got over 150,000 views when Trump won, and I was making fun of Rachel Maddow that night. MSNBC finally, after a year and a half, these idiots were able to finally block that video because they claimed that it was their copyright and all that. But by then, the damage is already done. I already got the views I wanted out of it. Let me tell you something. I wouldn't be allowed to be a commentator in this shitty-ass bullshit media network because the problem is I'm too highly educated and I'm not kissing anybody's fucking ass, okay? I'm not kissing any ass. I'm not licking Trump's balls. I'm saying what I'm saying just because I feel like saying it. And I can hold up my iPhone and look at my television and I can say whatever the fuck I want to say, and nobody can say anything about it. Nobody can stop me. They can't fire me. They can't touch me. I'm making my money one way or another. There's nothing they can do. And they don't like that. They don't like it if they can't control you. I'm not one of these cuck sons of bitches who has to lick ass. I'm not doing it. So anyway, as I'm saying, right now, the entire Trump administration is terrified. How many people has he taken down? He got Flynn already. He came back, he got this fucking lawyer. It's like these people, and then you have all these people who are a danger to the administration because they know that they're dirty. So what's Trump been doing? He's been firing these people, and he's been forcing them to resign if he doesn't fire them because they already know that Mueller's got them where he's got them. And then the only thing that Mueller's waiting for, and I guess Trump's waiting for it too, is to see the voter turnout in November. Because if that voter turnout comes out against the GOP and flips this House and that Senate, he's getting impeached. Now, I want you to think, he was easily able to fire Comey, but he can't touch Mueller. Mueller's like the fucking, he's like the queen he's like the black queen on the chessboard. You can't touch this bitch. Can't touch her. And she can move all the way around the board and kill off your pieces. And you can't even think, you can't hope to touch this bitch. She's got you by the balls. This guy is a chess master. He's not fucking around. Mueller, he's quiet. You don't hear him tweeting shit. You don't hear him talking smack on Fox News. I don't even think you've probably seen him say anything. This guy is a goddamn chess master. You're not fucking with this guy. And it's funny because I'm looking at all these idiots on these face news bullshit media channels, and they're like, oh yeah, you should fire Mueller, you should fire Mueller, because they're too stupid to understand what would happen to the constitutional crisis. They're too stupid to understand that if Trump were to fire Mueller, he'd be indicted on obstruction of justice. But what Mueller's waiting for is November. Mark my words. If that House and Senate get flipped like it happened in 2006, look at this guy. See, and you see him? You can see they're terrified. Look at his fucking beady-ass little eyes. Look at his beady-ass little eyes. These motherfuckers are terrified. Look at those eyes. I can sense fear. Look at those little eyes. Look at those sad-ass puppy dog eyes. These people are terrified. They know what's coming. They know what's coming. They know exactly what's coming, and they're going to start making all these appeals. But what do you want the illegal immigrants to take over America? Do you want to lose your AR-15? You don't want to lose your AR-15, right? They're going to start making all these fucking concessions. They're going to start crying and shit on television. I guarantee you. And I guarantee you, once Trump is out of there and he doesn't get a second term, he becomes a one-term president, I guarantee you these people are going to be on television crying every fucking day. And, oh, yeah, the communist won. And Alex Jones and Ted Nugent and all these fuckers. Yeah, but the media is overwhelmingly liberal and they took over and all that shit. No. Hey, guess what, guys? You had your chance and you fucked up. I'm sorry. You had your chance, you fucked up. And I've been saying it. I said it when Trump was about to get into office. Nobody believed me. I had to argue with every fucking body that it was going to happen. Nobody believed me. And now I'm telling you exactly what's coming right now. So you have two choices. You either accept the prophecy or you ignore it. And if you ignore it, I am going to send 10 plagues upon thee if you ignore my prophecy. I'm telling you right now what's gonna happen. Mueller is like Moses. And when he came down, he's got his staff and shit. His staff is basically, look at this guy. They're terrified of this fucking guy. I love watching white people fight. When white people start fighting, I sit back and I learn. They are terrified of this fucking, you see that guy? Look at that guy. They are terrified of him. Terrified because they know he can't be touched. He's like Gordon Freeman. He's the man who cannot be touched. He's not even a man. This guy is like he's like a ghost. He's the Baba Yaga. He's the boogeyman. He's Baba Yaga. And you know how Baba Yaga kill you with a pencil? Mueller has an indictment booklet, and all he's got to do is write with his pencil, and you're fucked. And when I say fucked, I mean they're gonna bust in your house. And they're going to take all your shit. They're going to take your computer. They're going to take your electronic devices. They're going to take your phone. They're going to take your Apple Watch. When I say Baba Yaga, I'm talking about Mueller. They are look at these eyes. Look at his little fucking beady eyes. Look at that shit. Terrified. You see that? I know fear when I see it. These people are terrified. They know that this guy Mueller is no joke. They know. They know he's no joke. He's not playing. He's coming to get you. And even Hannity said it. Hannity said it a little while ago. He's like, Mueller declared war on the Trump administration. He declared war on the Trump administration. Yeah, guess what, guys? That's his job. He's not a fucking political. He's not going to lick your balls just because your name's Trump. This guy Mueller is playing chess. And he's coming to get you. You know me, I play speed chess. I play 3-minute games. You got to remember, you don't have to be the best chess player when you play those short 3-minute games. All you got to do is hope the other side fucks up. And when that clock ticks down, you could have like almost no pieces on the board, and they could have a bunch. But when that clock ticks down and they have made just enough bad moves, they lose. They lose. And time's running out, guys. Time's running out. See, he's crying. Look at those eyes. Look at those. Look at the fear. Look at the fear. You could see it. You could smell it. I could smell it through my television. I could smell it through this Vizio 4K TV. I could smell it. The fear. They're terrified of Mueller because they know Mueller is going to get that ass. They know. Mueller is coming. You know how they say MAGA, Make America Great Again? No. It don't stand for Make America Great Again. MAGA stands for Mueller ain't going away. Mueller ain't going away. Mueller ain't going away. You can't fire him. Mueller ain't going away.